Hi guys, this is the fifth movie that I've made showing you the different parts of the Chief Assessors report for the research project in 2016. What I need you to do is go to the next part of this. This is D1, which is the development of the research, and it actually shows how you have change your understanding based on the research that you do. So this is a different type of performance standard. It's not about planning anymore, it's about showing what you do and how that actually ends up helping you be able to complete your question or find an answer to your question. So first of all, what I want you to do is go down to the D1 section and have a look at the film that's about to come up. First of all, what you need to make sure is that you use a different range of sources, that these sources may be surveys, interviews, YouTube clips, whatever it is, but make sure that those sources match your question. The next thing that you need to do is always consider how valid, reliable, credible a source is. Always write that, especially on your 10 pages, but throughout your folio you should also be showing those decisions that you're making regarding to those different topics. You also need to make sure that you understand that as you develop your research, the sources that you use will become more credible, more reliable, but that doesn't mean the ones that you used at the start aren't. It just means the ones that you found later generally are more credible and reliable. All right. You need to make sure that you any decision that you make about the ways that you're using sources is documented somewhere. In particular, if you have a challenge with using a particular type of source, or if you have an opportunity with using a particular type of source, write about that in a journal, because you actually end up going back and using that in your evaluation. But it also justifies the decisions that you made and justifies why you've done something, which means that the marker can actually follow your thought process. Make sure that if your question allows you to talk to an expert, you at least attempt to do that. That you may not actually get any responses to an email or to surveys. That's a challenge. That's okay, but at least try, because if you try, then it shows that you understand that the internet is not the only place that you can get information from. Sometimes you actually have to be able to ask someone else that you've never met before for additional information. All right, so always go back and have a look at experts and whether or not they're able to help you. Also, please make sure that if you do a survey, you get someone to check it, someone being me, so that I can work out, or I can highlight if any of your questions are ambiguous, which means that they can be interpreted lots of different ways. I need to check for spelling and grammar. You need to make sure that you are asking for consent, because that's an ethical consideration. So if you complete a survey, make sure that your questions are right and the audience that you're asking is actually also accurate. Don't include bibliographies that the sources have already been included into the research project, into your 10 pages of your folio, and make sure that if you do a survey, you need to show how that matches or how that helped your development of your understanding of your question or your answer to your question. All right, don't just do it because you can. You actually need to do it for a reason. So always make sure you go back and do that. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks a lot. Bye.